Bivoltine silkworm rearing in North India. Young age rearing. Silk has been used and decorated the lives of sages, kings, sultans and dignitaries since time immemorial. Silk is a symbol of status and glamour. Sericulture is the most prominent agro-based industry which plays an important role in poverty alleviation and helps in percolating economy from rich to poor. The silk industry provides gainful employment in the activities like mulberry cultivation and maintenance, silkworm seed and cocoon production, reeling, spinning, weaving, printing, finishing, and processing of silk fabrics. Besides, it generates employment opportunities under other ancillary units like manufacture of sericulture equipments, appliances, and marketing of sericulture products. There are 5 different types of silk, namely mulberry, oak tassar, tropical tassar, eri, and muga. India has a unique distinction of producing all these 5 varieties and being second largest silk producing countries of the world, next only to China. In the global textile parlance, the term silk refers to silk of mulberry origin, as the bulk of world silk production, about 96.0%, is mulberry silk. Despite the onslaught of man-made fibers, silk continues to reign supreme as the queen of textiles. There are 2 types of mulberry silkworms, that is multi-voltine and bivoltine. Depending upon the number of generations it can pass in a year. However, bivoltine silk is superior in quality with better economic returns. The prevailing agroclimatic conditions favor bivoltine silk production in North Indian states. The Central Silk Board has established one research institute at Pampore, Kashmir, to cater to the technological needs of the sericulture industry in North India.
The states of northern India, especially Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, parts of Punjab and UP are ideally suited for bivoltine sericulture. As we see from the overall scenario from the agroclimatic point of view in these states, we find we practice sericulture in the temperate areas and the subtropical areas. And the sericulture, especially bivoltines, have been found to be very productive in these areas, and the production practices which we advocate for this region have been found also that they can play a vital role for long lasting effects on the productivity of this region. Also, we could also see that the part of the practices also advocated for disease and management practices by the institute have been also found very useful. The extension setup of the institute along with its two RSRS spread over all the states of the northern India, carry forward the developed technologies to the user level, having proper demonstration at all farms wherever necessary, so that the farmers could take up the advocated packages for their benefit and better productivity. And in the new phase, what we see that the better extension support along with the state government, added with the catalytic development programs as supported by the Central Silk Board along with the states, have been very useful in boosting the production at a number of places, especially in the northern Indian states of J&K, Uttaranchal and Himachal Pradesh.
Jammu and Kashmir, the paradise on earth, is known as Switzerland of Asia. And is popular for beautiful valleys, lakes, rivers and gardens, attracting tourists from all over the world. In addition to horticulture, Kashmiri silk carpets and fabrics are world famous. Department of Sericulture, Jammu and Kashmir government has a massive infrastructure spread throughout the state, including farms and nurseries, which help in developmental activities of sericulture in this region. The post-cocoon sector in recent past has also been developed. The documentaries on sericulture in Jammu and Kashmir, produced recently by Central Silk Board, have been highly appreciated during their screening in different Kisan Melas, Vichar Goshtis and awareness camps organized by our department. Accordingly, we have requested Central Silk Board for production of similar films on bivoltine sericulture, which not only will be helpful for Jammu and Kashmir state, but for the adjoining North Indian states as well. With the joint efforts of Central Silk Board and our department, it has been possible to produce more than 850 metric tons of cocoons this year, as against 762 produced last year. Punjab is a prosperous North Indian state which is agriculturally advanced. The state is famous for Golden Temple. In addition, other important Gurudwaras are spread throughout the state. Sericulture has been introduced in this state about a century back. Central Silk Board has established one REC at Sujanpur for catering to the sericulture extension needs. Besides, the state government is also actively involved in development of sericulture in Punjab. Sericulture in the state was introduced from Kashmir in Madhavpur area during 1920. Sericulture in Punjab is mostly practiced in Dhar block of district Gurdaspur. The agroclimatic conditions of the area favor bivoltine sericulture. At present, we are conducting both spring as well as autumn rearing involving 800 families. Himachal Pradesh. The Devabhoomi is famous for its divine beauty. The snow-clad mountains and rivers add to its natural attraction. The state offers good higher education. The prevailing agroclimatic conditions, coupled with the socio-economic status of the people, favors sericulture development in the region. The sericulture activities in the state are looked after by the Industries Department. It has developed a good number of mulberry farms and nurseries in the state. Central Silk Board, through its Cluster Resource Center and Extension Centers, helps in translating the developed technologies for furthering the sericulture development in the state of Himachal. The sericulture extension activities in remote areas of the state help in improving the economic status of poor farmers. Sericulture in Himachal is practiced for the last 60 years. We are producing about 150 metric tons of cocoons in the state, and about 8,000 rearers are involved in this sector. Sericulture has a lot of potential in both mulberry as well as non-mulberry sector, and our rural unemployed youth are being benefited considerably by this industry. Government of Haryana has recently reactivated the sericultural activities in the state. In this direction, Central Silk Board has come forward by developing one research extension center at Panchkula. The sericultural activities have been restarted in Barali area of the district 3 years back. With the opening of one REC at Panchkula, Haryana by Central Silk Board. With the joint efforts of our department and Central Silk Board, 15,000 mulberry saplings have been planted and rearing of 10 ounces of seed conducted per year for last 3 years. This has considerably helped the landless farmers. Sericulture is expected to develop further in coming years. Uttaranchal is another important state in North India. It is very important pilgrimage center, famous for Haridwar, which is always bustling with devotees. The capital city of Uttaranchal is Dehradun and is famous for many institutes of international repute. The state offers congenial conditions for development of bivoltine sericulture. Central Silk Board has established an extensive infrastructure for the purpose. Seri Park demonstrates the life cycle of silkworm. The State Sericulture Department is actively involved in the development of silk industry in Uttaranchal. Nowadays, only bivoltine sericulture is practiced in whole of Uttaranchal state. Our endeavor is to produce quality bivoltine cocoons, and we have considerably succeeded in it. We are adopting all the new technologies in the interest of farmers, be it developed by CSR and TI Pampore or RSRS Sahaspur. We have accordingly improved in our cocoon production, both in quality and quantity. We are producing about 115 metric tons of bivoltine cocoons. With the joint effort of Central Silk Board, NGOs, and the respective state government agencies involved in development of sericulture in North India, different training programs and group discussions are organized at farmers level for educating them with new and improved sericultural technologies. Workshops are conducted and regular interaction with media arranged for ensuring that the sericultural messages are passed on to the farmers. I am Jaivanti Kapoor and live in village Bapattar, Tehsil Nadon, district Hamirpur, Himachal Pradesh. We have taken up sericulture for last 30 years. We earn a lot from silkworm rearing. Initially, we were earning 25 rupees per kilogram of cocoons. It has now improved considerably due to the support of government. We have enough space for rearing worms and rear 2 ounces of seed, resulting in returns of 25 to 30,000 rupees. Government of India and Government of Himachal Pradesh provide all the support to us, and we will continue to undertake silkworm rearing in future also. CSR and TI Pampore, along with its regional stations and research extension centers, helps in development and spread of new technologies throughout the North Indian states.
In order to cater the need of R&D support to the state sericulture departments of Uttar Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Haryana, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, this station has 9 RECs. These are established in different states. Technology which we are developed for this institute, which are multiplied, and we are taking all these things in the field level, and we are trial are already going on in the fields, and farmers are benefited.
Sericulture involves mulberry cultivation for production of quality leaf being the only known feed for silkworm. Silkworm rearing for production of cocoons, silkworm seed and reeling of cocoons for silk yarn. Silkworm rearing comprises of larval stage from brushing of newly hatched worms to its spinning stage. It is of about 26 days. The larval stage is followed by the pupal stage, which develops inside the cocoons spun by the larvae. The cocoons are utilized for commercial silk reeling. Otherwise, the adult moths emerge out of the cocoons and help in continuing the generation through seed production. For successful production of cocoon crop, silkworm rearing on scientific lines has to be followed. Incubation. Incubation is the first step for achieving a good cocoon crop. Preparation for incubation. Use a separate incubation room or an incubator for incubation of eggs. The room must have heating and cooling devices, sufficient illumination, and proper ventilation. The room and the equipments must be thoroughly disinfected at least 1 week prior to the commencement of incubation. Conduct surface disinfection of the egg sheets in 2% formalin for 10 minutes. Dry the egg sheets in shade. Transport the eggs to the incubation room in cooler hours of the day. Place the egg sheets in a single layer in the tray in the incubation room. In case of loose eggs, they are spread uniformly in outer frame. Cover eggs with tissue paper and fix them tightly with the help of inner frame. Maintenance of temperature, humidity and light. The hibernated seed is released with gradual increase in temperature through the eggs at an intermediate 10 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius for 1 day each, and thereafter maintained at 25 degrees Celsius and 80% relative humidity. Open the incubation room daily for 10 minutes in the morning and evening for ventilation. Provide 16 hours of light and 8 hours of darkness every day till head pigmentation stage. Black boxing of eggs. The eggs at head pigmentation stage should be subjected to black boxing by black paper or black cloth 48 hours before hatching for ensuring uniform hatching. Exposure of eggs to light. Expose the eggs 48 hours after black boxing to light at around 5 am. After 3 to 4 hours of exposure, more than 90% hatching can be ensured. Chalky rearing. The rearing of young silkworms from newly hatched larvae up to the beginning of third age is termed as chalky and is completed in a period of 8 to 9 days. rearing trays, stands, feathers, chopsticks, chopping knife, chopping board, plastic basins, gunny cloth, paper sheets, perforated polythene sheets, heating devices like electric heaters or cigarettes for charcoal ignition, humidifier, leaf collecting basket, etc. are required for chaki. Chaki is the most crucial period of larval stage, as the worms are most sensitive and prone to diseases. Hence, young age rearing should be managed carefully and hygienically. Disinfection. Bivoltine silkworms are more susceptible to diseases as compared to multivoltines and crossbreed silkworms. Therefore, disinfection is the only way to check the disease-causing pathogens. Clean the chalky centers or rooms with water about a week before brushing, followed by disinfection with chlorine dioxide. Wash and disinfect the rearing trays and other appliances with bleaching powder solution by dipping them in disinfection tank or by spraying with chlorine dioxide solution. Sun drying of rearing tools also helps in eradication of disease-causing germs. Disinfection by 2.5% chlorine dioxide solution. Preparation of 2.5% chlorine dioxide. Chlorine dioxide is commercially available as Sanitec and Serichlor. Sanitec or Serichlor, activator and slaked lime are the main ingredients. 50 grams of activator are poured in the basin. To this, 500 milliliter of chlorine dioxide solution are added. Dissolve the activator properly. Add this solution to 18.5 liter of clean water. Take 100 grams of slaked lime and dissolve it properly with 1 liter of water. Add this lime solution after passing through muslin cloth to already prepared chlorine dioxide solution. Now, 20 liters of 2.5% chlorine dioxide solution is ready for spray, which is required to be thoroughly stirred before use. Disinfection by bleaching powder solution.